How's everybody going? Welcome to the Justa Runners podcast. I'm Bruce McIntosh. This will be our first podcast of the year, 2021, and I was just going through the Complete Runners Day-by-Day Log 2020. Well, that's over, thankfully. Hopefully 2021 is better for everybody, and I did get a new log at Christmas this year. Here it is, and don't think of so much as a log, but just days of potential. And this year I got the Run 365-21 calendar. It's one of those day-by-day calendars. The best part, so I guess I have to run every day next year because it's got a little thing there, today's miles. So I got to mark those down. Debating, and this isn't decided yet, how many miles to go, whether I'm going for a mileage goal or not. The one thing for certain is, and I am hoping the Hall of Fame Marathon in Canton, Ohio goes off as planned on May 2nd. So that will be the goal we're working towards right now, and going to try to get plenty of mileage in. I considered trying to run the year. I've never hit 2,000 miles. And this year I ended up with, oh man, I need that logbook again. Right back. I guess I wasn't done with 2020 yet, but finished the year at 1,362 miles, so that would be a huge jump. Ended up running 11 races in here, but 7 of them were virtual, and I'm actually signed up for one more virtual 5K. But that would be the last one I plan to do, and that may end up being next year. Due to black ice, I wasn't able to get it done on New Year's Eve. So right now, that's just the plan, and now going forth for running, at least, just want to get hopefully the mileage, build up a good base, and do something decent. And have a good time, enjoyable run at the Hall of Fame Marathon. Now, coming forward with the podcast, 2020 changed a lot about this podcast, because I went from over the 2+ years, August was 2 years, and in that time period I went from just me talking like this about a running subject to interviewing people. And at first it was just in person with local runners in the Youngstown, Ohio area. I'm right here in Boardman. And finding people I knew and some I didn't know as well and got to know them better. And due to the pandemic, I had to start doing them on Skype and Zoom. And so I started reaching out to people I don't know. Some actually were fairly well-known names or popular names. I've had Dean Carnassus, Dean Castor, recently, Dean Carnassus, and Bart Yasso, just a few of the names, and a lot of local runners that I hope to continue having many local runners. Finally got Josh Boggs. That was a big accomplishment of mine. Took me about took over a year, but I finally got him on here this past year. So I feel like the podcast has really progressed throughout the year and into getting to know different runners, basically spanning the globe, if you will. A lot of Ohio runners, I'm guilty of that, liking that. But I am reaching out throughout the country, and this newest episode, I got Matt Fitzgerald. I interviewed him a week or so ago, and had a really nice interview with him. I thought it went well. Hopefully you enjoy that. It'll be on here in a minute or two for those that are listening on the podcast. And hopefully I'm going to try to keep doing a combination of local runners to the Youngstown area from Boardman and stuff. And also, we'll keep reaching out throughout Ohio and the country, the world, to see what other runners I can get on here, and hopefully you enjoy both of them. If there's something you'd like to have, let me know. I'm game. We can do anything. And hopefully we'll get some more. The group chats that we've had on here, it's easier to organize a group run than a group chat, actually. Hopefully, I'd like to continue doing those. Those were a little more work, but they're a lot of fun. And got them, hopefully I'll keep trying to get some of them out every month or two. And what was the other thing I wanted to mention? Well, I think that's it. Like I said, didn't have any major changes at the moment for the podcast. But I just want to keep going and reaching out. If you have any suggestions or people you'd like me to get on the podcast, please let me know. I do have some people that I'm hoping to get back on here to talk to them with too. Greg Gamble is going to be doing his first real in-person marathon come May 2nd at the Hall of Fame. And I hopefully he'll be on here afterwards to talk about that. And later in the year, I don't know if it's September or October, but Erin Burns, she's been on here for several times, and she's going to be training for Ironman Chattanooga. So hopefully I can get her on here after she successfully finishes her Ironman this year, which she's been training for. She was supposed to run it last year and had a lot of training going in because it wasn't actually canceled until later in the year, almost till I forget exactly when she said canceled, but they didn't cancel early. And trying to think who else. Actually, I don't have anybody else pop in my head, but there's a few other people on the list. I'm probably going to look back and maybe see what's going on with them, how they ran out the pandemic, if you will. And I'm hoping sometime in 2021 we're back to normal racing. I think some of the precautions they're taking are going to continue for a while, at least throughout this year. But I think real live racing will be back this year. Keep your fingers crossed that cross them all. Yeah, that happens. All right. Well, thanks for listening, and Happy New Year again.